27 DBS Gray Wolf here at HaylettRV of Goldwater, Michigan. This is an awesome in-betweener floor plan, and it's a really intelligently well executed bunkhouse. If you'd like to see if we have it in stock and available, please visit the link in the video description or just give our team a call here at HaylettRV. Now, what they did here is we've all seen that big monster bunkhouse that has the big living room super slide and it has the rear bunkhouse slide out. It's got an outside kitchen, it's got a bathroom entry door, and it does everything. Except it's like 35 or 36 feet long and it weighs, you know, upwards of 8,000 pounds sometimes. So what the design team at Cherokee did, who builds the Gray Wolf, Cherokee and Gray Wolf are brother sisters. They're basically the same camper with just the slightest of differences. They said, okay, how can we condense this thing down? How can we make it the most efficient machine possible? That's what they're going to do here. And that's what they accomplished. So by rearranging the bunkhouse and by coming up with their own proprietary sort of miniature outside kitchen, they maintain all the features of that 36-foot bunkhouse, but in a 32-foot package that is nearly 2,000 pounds less weight. Now, all of that reduction in material and labor time also means several $1,000s less money, and I've yet to have a customer tell me that's a problem. So we skip past the front real quick, but I do want to point out that this had an extra thick aluminum nose sweep, not a fiberglass nose sweep. That's something that's a little uncommon in the business. Well, it was until everyone started doing what Cherokee does. So it seems unusual, and it is uncommon, to have a driver's side bathroom entry door. But is it any less effective? It's a great little hop in and out jump seat for the kids, and it keeps them from tracking dirt through your whole trailer. Now, we still have the friction hinge door here, so the door doesn't slam against the side of the trailer, but it moves fairly easily when you actually put your hand on it. Cherokees set higher than a Gray Wolf, so they need triple steps. Gray Wolf has double steps, not because they're the cheap option, because it's the smart option. It doesn't need a triple step. It sits lower to the ground. You may have noticed, if you ever see one in person, you get up close to slide outs, these silver skin slide walls have a very rough texture to them. That is to grab the slide seals to whip it in and out the way it's supposed to, so that you actually get good slide seal contact. That's called leak prevention. Simple stuff. These are backup camera ready, the way that we equip them here at HaylettRV, which, understand, though this is probably the general equipment package, the way that we're going to build most of them, like with an enclosed tanks underneath and stuff like that, not necessarily all of them that we have are going to look this way. Sometimes we'll have one that, like we'll sell out of a popular model, and we call down and say, hey, I need you to get me whatever you got as soon as you can. Well, sometimes the one we have in stock is built a little different. Keep that in mind. Backup camera ready. If you are interested in that, we can do it from our shop just as at the exact same dollars as you can get from the factory. So we're not going to price gouge people who want it for the benefit of those that don't, or backwards, but you get what I mean. You don't need to take the spare tire off of here, by the way, to fold that little, what, 250 pounds, something like that, cargo rack down. Now, what I like is this slide is all the way back, which means it's not mucking with our awning. We still have a nice patio awning space right here. It's not a slide dead in the middle of the camper. It's pushed back, so that doesn't interfere with your patio space. We still get to enjoy the benefit of all the LED lighting. We have an outside TV station here. If you choose to add a TV to your Gray Wolf, you can, one TV can mount inside, outside, it can mount in several places. Now, the awning has a very interesting neon blue LED light, and you'll actually see that matched here on the speakers. I don't have them turned on currently because it's daytime and you can't really see them during the day. At nighttime, though, wow, they really light up. Now, this is another thing. Other brands are, I have heard, actively trying to prototype this, but no one has quite nailed it the way Cherokee has. This is a miniature outside kitchen. Just a little, you know, little camp kitchen. It's dead under the middle of your awning. If you want to cook, you got a handy little burner system out here. Now, you have an outside shower on the door side of the camper that is acting as the sink, but think of all the different benefits and uses you can get for an outside shower on the door side of the camper, on your campsite for cleanup. Washing down, hosing down the kids, clean up like my daughter loves the bubble machine. That thing leaves a sticky, soapy mess everywhere. This is nice to help clean stuff like that up. Mag wheels with tire pressure sensors. So not only does it look good, but there's a nice little function here. When your little caps right here, if this thing falls below 50 psi, it will actually flip from like green to red, so that you can visibly look at your tires and know if they need air. You don't have to do the old thump method. You don't have to get out the gauge. You can glance at it. These MORryde steps are absolutely awesome. I am such a big fan of these for the simple sake that with those adjustable feet, because they're supported at ground level and they're not hanging off the chassis of the camper, bigger people like me, even kids, can run in and out of the camper and the whole camper doesn't rock and roll around. Even without the jacks down, these are so sturdy. It's so much better than what you typically find out there in the business. And we're still getting the bigger entry handle, like Big Brother Cherokee. Again, we got the doors that don't slam open in the breeze, or when the kids open the door and fling it, it doesn't smash anything now, does it? Stepping inside here, oh, by the way, I said this is several thousand pounds lighter. This is only 6,400 pounds. Very, very half-ton towable. There are, I can think of on literally one hand, the number of models in this business I can describe as such. Living room super slide, bunkhouse slide out, outside kitchen, bathroom entry door that are half-ton towable. Truly, comfortably half-ton towable. Not over 8,000 pounds, uncomfortably half-ton towable. This is one of the very few exceptions to that rule. Now, this is all, it shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone because the Cherokee family of campers is actually Forest River's #1 selling series of travel trailers. Not an accident that they come up with awesome designs like this and that they've become trendsetters of the business. I see things Cherokee does are now like being utilized by other brands because R&D in the camping business stands for rip off and duplicate, and these guys are trendsetters. Like this, the little fold-down sofa armrest, the pretend theater seat, if you will. You see it all over the place now. Cherokee did it for a year before anybody else. These guys are way ahead of the game. So they're figuring out things other people are only copying onto, but they kicked it up a notch this year. You've got LED inlays on that, so you can see your cup holders at night. Plus, you got the little USB charge plugs built right in on this. How cool is that? That can fold down into a bed. Your dinette can fold down into like a 7-foot bed. And below the seating, you have true full extension drawers here. 40 inches deep with 5/8 tongue and groove plywood. Well, I guess it's not actually tongue and groove in this case, but the plywood. I say tongue and groove because that's literally the floor decking that we're walking on. Now, check this out. Because this is a above the floor slide out, we have a carpetless main deck. That means that cleaning this is easier because you don't have carpet in front of the steps here. Now, if you don't care about that, if you prefer not to have a step up into the slide out, which is the side effect of an above the floor slide, then you should look at the Grey Wolf's brother or sister, whichever you want to call it, the Cherokee, because they do not have a step up into the slide. They have a floor flush slide, and that's basically the only significant difference between them. Other than that, there's like maybe 3 things. There's almost nothing different between the two. So back here, what I like about this now, that overhead bunk flips up, by the way. I wanted to leave it down so you could see that there is a window, because some brands will go cheap and not put a window there. But that bunk can flip up. This can be an extended living room. This can obviously be a bunkhouse. This is a classic old floor plan that Cherokee just continues to be successful with because they build it better. They did it better. So this sofa right here is actually a little bit bigger than the one in the slide. But what I like is when you fold it down, check this out. You've got like this awesome headboard storage back there for the kids. So it's easy to fold down into a bunk. It's a bigger sleeper for a bigger kid. Up here we've got a single sleeper for a little kid. But anywhere you can sleep, they went USB nuts in this thing. Anywhere by the seats, by the master bed, you'll find USBs on both sides so we can keep all of our phones and watches and everything charged, I swear. And the handy little bench back here, when it's a rainy day and you're stuck inside the camper, if you allow the kids, you can put a little flat screen on the wall there and they can have their own little entertainment. And why not? Just add a little extra storage up here. You know, anything they could do, they did. They didn't waste any of this space. Now, you'll notice this door is slotted a little bit. That is by design, because Cherokees use a bigger fifth wheel max air fan so that you can get better airflow in here. Now, not only that, but they also still have a big skylight and protective shower wall surround paneling. Everything that needs to be here is done. Foot flush stool, a waterproof countertop even in the bathroom with tile that matches the kitchen that we haven't really got to yet. I'm getting ahead of myself here. And the largest in-class medicine cabinet. These are awesome features that people rarely talk about. And I think that's a mistake. Like, I actually go camping. I know, as dumb as it sounds, a bigger sink, a bigger medicine cabinet, a bigger fan. These are things you use every single day. They matter so much, guys. And Cherokee understands that. This is built for people who really actively go camping. Now, I mentioned waterproof countertops. It's waterproof countertops in the kitchen, here on the table, up by the entertainment center, the shelf, or like below the TV where the TV would go. They're all thermofoil. They're sealed edge, they're pressed membrane, water can't penetrate through these. And there's a lot more features than what I'm getting into. I'm trying to point out a couple of the high points on here. Like this cool indirect LED light above this super slide. Just like under the awning, it just looks neat. During the daytime, it just looks neat. It's candy, but at night, it's now the perfect night light. Because against this white skin up top, against the countertops, it will cause the interior to glow. And it will be just bright enough that you can navigate at night without, you know, disturbing anybody. Now, they put huge windows in, and those are sliding windows. You get insane airflow in these models. They do a great job of that. When these slides are closed, you can still navigate the coach. It's tricky, but you can do it. Kitchen. A real pantry. I mean, not what I call toothpick pantry, which has thin doors, but just, I mean, this door is the same as that door right there. It's just a real door. This is a human pass-through sized pantry. Now you can use it for, you know, like shoes below or anything like that. You can pack this thing full of kids' clothes, plus food, or whatever you need. But what I like is it's deep, but it's wide. It's easy to access. And tell me when more storage is ever the wrong answer, and the answer is it never is. Over here, just little differences in the kitchen. Normally, you wouldn't get a lot of prep space in a floor plan like this, but they did it different. They did it smarter. They did it better. And there's nothing wrong with other campers. What I'm pointing out here are areas that Cherokee has done a superior job on the Grey Wolf series. Now, by going with the waterproof countertop, that allows them to recess this giant stainless sink, which, first of all, it's not a cheaper plastic sink. It's something you can actually use and be really proud of. Now, this is really heavy duty. So you can actually really use that as countertop prep space. And because this is all flush mount, they flush mounted the stove as well. So that you actually have some pretty respectable prep space here where you otherwise just simply would not. They have a nice partial stainless appliance bundle. They have tons of lights here in the kitchen. Like if I take a knee, there's 6 LED lights all concentrated in this one spot, so you can actually see what you're doing in the kitchen. Luxury fifth wheels don't have dual LED lights under the stove hood. The Grey Wolf does. The family camping stick-built little Grey Wolf does. And that is not wallpaper. You see the glimmer. That is real tile. Again, matched in the bathroom so that you have cohesion between the two. Shoe garage right when you walk in the door so you can keep your shoes out of the way. Because this is a big bunk model. We got a lot of family people that can sleep in here. It could get crowded fast. Now, you don't have that problem. But look at the fireplace, obviously. Now, we call it a fireplace. It's an electric space heater that we call a fireplace. But it has LED lighting. So that if it's summertime, but you want it to look cool, again, it can sort of have a nightlight feel to it. Now, again, we generally don't include TVs on our Cherokee campers here at HaylettRV because we aren't real... We like where they put the money in this camper, but I tell you, when you get a TV from them, that's definitely not where they put the money. So you know what? Great. Now you're not getting charged for it, and now we can select a better TV for you. That's why we do this. And a lot of people have flat screens laying around the house. They don't need to buy one for the camper anyway. This, though, all-in-one, integrated AM, FM, DVD, Bluetooth, plays inside, plays outside, does everything you need it to do. We have dual sliding pocket doors, so mom and dad have a private bedroom up front as well. And that skylight's something I glossed over. I should point that out. It lets in just a flood of light in here, but when you don't want it, you can also close that, so you're not feeling like an ant under the magnifying glass. Now, I mentioned it previously, but up here in the bedroom, we do have dual side stands with both household and USB outlets on both sides of the bed. Normally, if you get USB plugs in a bedroom, in the camping business, it's only on one side of the bed. You'll see here, they're on both. Now, I don't even have the lights on here in the bedroom. I did that on purpose because they have big windows in here and lots of mirrors and a light-dark contrast that really brighten it up in here. And that's what's nice about these. They're good if you park camp. They're good if you dry camp. They're fantastic. I don't care if it's going to be your first camper, the big bunkhouse camper, it's going to last the family 10, 12 years, whatever. This gets the job done. So if you'd like to see if we have that available here at HaylettRV, give us a call, or again, visit the link in the video description, or any of the number of methods we've put that information out there and available for you. Number here is 800-256-5196, HaylettRV of Coldwater, Michigan. We only do everything: hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. So with that, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.